does he? I mean, he knows how urgent we feel about this, and I think he knows now how urgently others feel about this. His principal, his APS advisor. Does and even even in my last conversation with Koshik, when we talked one-on-one after the group dinner, I got the sense that I'm not fully ready to write him off and say that he's not like that he doesn't believe that this is possible, because I feel like he wants to, but I don't think that he has seen enough success for himself to really I think he's just still grappling with way too many doubts, and on top of that, he's lacking basic skills that you all have been working on to plan and organize, stuff like that. And so that is, he doesn't have enough evidence for himself to prove that this is actually possible.
Let me ask you a question. Now I'm going to throw out a conversation I had the other day, and I don't know. Well, thought number one. My suspicion is that Koshik has probably operated in this similar fashion from much of his life, and has gotten by. And when I say that, I mean this fashion of, I'm going to do just enough. And in the end, if there's any danger, I'm going to do enough to get to where, to get over the hump, and I'm free and clear. And then when the next challenge comes, I'm just going to kind of do just enough. And then if we're in danger, do a lot at the end, free and clear.
Yeah.
And we're getting to the point where not only that type of operating is affecting people, children, but doing just enough, you're going to run out of rope.
Have we named that as clearly for him? I wonder.
Maybe not as clearly. I think pseudo, we've kind of talked about it, because he himself has said that he...
Because I don't think really I have in my one-on-one interactions with him.
I have,
and I know we have the evidence.
Like we have skipped around it, but I think that is something that we need to name. Because I think before it might have been a suspicion of mine that maybe I danced around, but I think now we have a whole lot of evidence that this is probably the way you operate. Now, here's the thing I want to throw out with you. In your conversation with him at the dinner or one-on-one, or does anybody know? Koshik is a black male, but somebody's Indian, right? Somebody.
In his family?
Got to be.
Go ahead and cut this off.
No.
I think so.
I'm being honest.
I think so, because I'm thinking, I know his best friend from Michigan State, Michigan State. They went to school together. He's an MTLD in Detroit, actually.
The reason I bring this up is because, and I'm being really honest with this, his mentor from Metro Risa said explicitly to me, she was like, she said, he has an Indian last name. I think some of this, Andrea, may be cultural. And I said, why do you say that? And she said, because I don't know how much of, if that is true, she was like, I don't know of how much of that influence is in that. But she was like, in my working with, and I had to think, because I have, in my previous job, worked with people who are from India, and we were told this explicitly, and I noticed it, but she was like, number one, I wonder if he takes direction from females the same that he does from males. She said, and if you think about it, everybody that is connected with him, and that's in a advice, coaching relationship with him, other than you, is female. And this is a female-dominated industry. She said the other thing is, she was like, his lack of not wanting to take control, she's noticed with other Indian men, or just in general, is something that it's always going to be, you didn't tell me. It's your fault. It's this person's reason. She said that's just, in that culture, if someone does something wrong, it's not them, it's who, it was poor directions. And she mentioned it, and I was like, I don't know, Miss St. Jean, but when I got off the phone, I kind of thought about it some more, and I was thinking about my job as a corporate account marketer and what they would tell us as females in dealing with Indian businessmen. And it was quite similar in terms of the ways that we would have to get a marketing deal done because of how they revered that business relationship. It could be something very minor, but I don't know. At this point, I am just trying to find some kind of something. So I don't know. I have no idea, but I do know for sure that the way he's probably gotten away with operating the way he is for a very long time, he does not want to take responsibility for himself in the situation. And those are like the two biggest things. It's almost to the point where I don't even know if meeting and skill building is, I don't even know what's the point of that. At this point, I just want to meet with Coach to say, look at the numbers. And from that, I don't want to talk about lesson planning. It's not for him. It's not, that's not the thing. It's the biggest gap in terms of like tactical things, but that's not the thing.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think the thing for him is his level of ownership of what we're saying. His level of ownership
and his mindset over how he needs to operate.
Yeah.
You know, if this were someone else who like believes and wanted it to happen, but planning was just the biggest gap, then fine. But I think the symptom is planning, the cause is mindset.
Yeah. I want to reach out to Koshik today because I do want to share with him my thoughts from what I saw today in his classroom. And I told him this after he came to the group dinner and after we talked afterwards together one-on-one. I told him, you know, one of the things that I want to commit to you is actually, since you are, you know, since he like has indicated that he trusts me, I want to be able to actually tell him, you know, all right, here's what I'm saying, and whether or not you trust everybody else or you don't trust everyone else, here's why I think this is really not good right now. And like, here's really where I see you being the person who's responsible for creating the situation in your classroom right now. And let's have a real conversation about what you need to do to change it, because it seems like everyone else has had this conversation with Koshik.
I think that'll be good. I mean,
or some version of this conversation with him.
The last text I got from him, I think he's getting to the point where he's realizing that people are you know, he was like, you know, I'm going to send this and this and this on this day or whatever, and thanks for being patient with me. I appreciate it. And the thing about it is, like, honestly, thanks for thanking me, I guess, but I need you to change the action. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I don't need all the thank yous and the, that's not what I need. What I need is for it to translate into you doing something, and that will be the thank you. Yeah. All the thank you in the world.
And the other thing is, you've been working with him all year. I think you are closer to the frustration than I am, just given how much you've put into this and how little he's progressed. And I do think it might be a little bit easier for me to have a more.
The only part of this that feels personal and not personal. Oh no, you're fine. Oh no, that's fine.